Hi traders, good day to you anywhere you're listening. My name is Yemi Olaleye. I'm a global financial market analyst, and this is the opportunities in the market for this week we want to check for the days that we have from April 14th till April 18th, 2025. So let's delve into it. Starting from the forexfactory.com, we see the fundamental outlook. Let's look at our impact news we have for the week. On Monday, it's quite blank. We have none. On Tuesday, we have the Great Britain pounds and Canadian dollar coming up 7 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. consecutively, which is focusing on the CPI for monthly by monthly on the Canadian news. On Wednesday, we have a lot coming up on our impact news, ranging from the Great Britain pounds, US dollar, Canadian dollar, and NZD. Great Britain pounds, which is opening the day, is 7 a.m. Nigerian time, focusing on the CPI yearly by yearly. Then we have 1:30 p.m. news, and that is focusing on US dollar core retail sales monthly by monthly. 2:45 p.m. is for Canadian dollars, which is the monetary policy report from the Bank of Canada. And 3:30 p.m. Nigerian time, Canada is still coming up with press conference, and we have to be careful. That might be a spike, of course. Then we have the US dollar coming up 6:30 p.m. for the Fed Chair Powell, who is going to speak on this day, and that may carry some weight. Of course, we expect that. Then 11:45 p.m., the closing of the day of the NZD will come out with its own CPI quarter by quarter. Then on Thursday, we have some news coming up on the AUD, Euro, US dollar, and NZD, and that's it basically. So 2:30 a.m. Nigerian time is for the AUD, which is the unemployment rate. Euro is coming up 1:15 p.m. Nigerian time for the refinancing rate. And when you look at the refinancing rate, you see it's forecasted to be 2.40 from 2.65. So forecasted to be 2.40. This is a drop, and this is significant. It looks good if this is cut, if the rate is cut. Okay, so let's look at that perspective. And Euro is coming up with the ECB press conference, 1:45 p.m. Nigerian time. And all day we have NZD bank holiday. For the rest of the week, we have bank holidays on NZD, AUD, CHF, Euro, Great Britain pounds, and Canadian dollar. That is the outlook we have on the fundamental perspective of the market for this week. So now let's check what we have on the technical outlook of the market. Looking at this perspective, looking at the yearly perspective of the market on DXY, let's see what opportunity we have there. The first thing we should consider is we have the previous low price level on the DXY currently, which was the low of the last year. The low of last year was here, and currently this year has swept through it, closed below it, and currently this is where the market is. So ideally, what are we going to do with this information? What exactly are we going to do with this information? So going forward, we need to see clearly what we have, and we can determine what we'll do with the currency pair. The high of last year was swept through, and it was closed below. Now the low of last year was swept through, and it was closed below. What does that tell you? Looking a little bit more bearish, right? And looking at that from a perspective, let me take out the low. Let me show you what I actually want to show you. From this price range to this price range, we had a yearly imbalance, which looked at the market carefully. You saw that the market actually tapped into this imbalance zone, and from there it started tapping out. But that is not just enough for us to say the market will continue to buy from here. So let's just keep this simple. Let's go to a lower time frame and let's see more perspective to this, because I know right now, I know a lot of traders are already looking for a buy on DXY so they could sell EURUSD and the rest of that. So let's go into what we have. All right. So this basically to me is still looking bearish because we do not have a significant price zone yet to look for a strong bullish momentum. However, when we go to the lower time frame, we might see other part of this, because right here what we have is that the market is closing below the previous range zone that we had, and it's actually wiped through it. So let's just go to the lower time frame. Let's see on lower time frame. So the lower time frame, we're looking at something like this. This is one, okay. And on the weekly outlook, therefore, let's look at what we have. On the weekly perspective, we saw how the market has retraced significantly into this price level, and this low has been taken out. Last week was significantly bearish in the market based on what's going on with the trade war and the tariff and the rest of that. But ideally, what I'll be looking at is more sell momentum right here, because I'm not really seeing anything bullish right now. I'm not seeing anything bullish because this level has to be tested, and it's been tested already. Market is just at the brink of that. So, well, the best thing for me to do if I'm going to do anything at all is to wait for the market to open and see reaction. Probably the market do something like this and sell more, a little bit of that buy into this price range. This will invalidate market movement based on what's going on in the market. So right here, I'm looking at something like this in the market. This is the XY, by the way. And let's further see this on the daily time frame. This still look bearish to me on the weekly time frame. This still look very bearish to me on the weekly time frame. So on the daily, let's see what we have on daily. Perfect. This is it on daily. When you look at this, you saw we had a gap in between right here at a point in time. And this is also a significant thing we should look at. This is one significant thing we should look at. So ideally, look at this zone right here. Right here. We can look for market reaction from here. So basically, if I'm going to do anything on this, this is the entire chart. This is how it's looking. So I'm going to look for more bearish momentum right here. There's nothing giving me more bullish momentum here because all I'm looking at here is a lot of liquidity, trendline liquidity below these price zones. So everything happening here, range, swept through, back and forth, pushing the market below this price level, just like this, pushing the market below this price level here. It's just a signal. It's a signal that we can be waiting for the market to come in here. So ideally, let's just zoom the chart and let's see what we have there. So ideally, it's about the market breaking the structure right here, taking out this intermediate low, and now it's at the brink of that major low, okay? And the market has actually swept through it, and the market is resting just a little bit above that price. So this will be too early for me to start looking for a buy or a long-time bullish momentum from here. So the best I would do now is to wait for the market to do a pullback into where I know that we see that the market may have high impact news or high probability for retracement. So that would be right here on the DXY. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. I've taken a lot of time on this because I want to clarify this before we go into other time zones and we go into other currency pairs. And this will impact every other currency pair we'll be talking about. So I spend more time on the XY to explain what my outlook looks like. And this was for some weeks ago, how we analyze the market, that if we see reversal from here, which happened, okay, which happened here. All right. So basically on 4-hour time frame, this is just the way it is, expecting a bit of buy into this price range before we start to sell off. So ideally, this is what I'll be looking for on the XY on the 4-hour time frame. This is what I'll be looking out for. Look at the entire chart here. Look at how it's looking. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. So ideally, this is what I'll be looking for if I'm trading this for this week. I will definitely wait to see all of this reaction before I jump in any trade, because to me, it's not something I'm going to be hurried about. A lot of things is happening currently in the market. So I will be expecting a buy into this price range before I see more bearish momentum, before I see sell. All right, can you see that? Okay, this is the outlook on DXY. So let's go to the EURUSD. Let's go to the EUR/US dollar. Starting from the monthly time frame, let's see what we have in there. Okay. So we can tell that for the past 3 months, it's been a bullish ride on EUR/US dollar, and it's a fantastic one. So the high level we're expecting the market to take out has been taken out already this month, right here. And the low price level we had before it also has been swept through. So we are dealing with price action right here. So this is it here. Dealing with what? We're dealing with price action. So extensively, what are we looking at? Expecting the market to do a bit of sell and before it start buying. To what price exactly are we expecting it to do that sell movement to? So it's also important for us to know. So what is the next thing we should be looking at? Is it for the market to do a bit of retracement before it continues? But currently on the bullish time, on the monthly time frame, this remain bullish. And let's go to the weekly time frame to keep it very simple. All right. So the last week was a fantastic bullish one. It broke through the previous high level we're expecting and closed above it. What does that mean? It means there's still more bullish momentum because all of this price range. What do we have here? What do we have here? So it's possible for the price to be actually going and heading for this level right in the market. So which means what we've seen here on the lower time frame, it interprets something different completely. All right. Then this is the bullish momentum on weekly time frame, which suggests that there may just be a bit of retracement back to a price range like this before we hit this level. Then from here, we can talk about selling more and the rest of that like that. So basically, this is what I'm looking at. But let's go to the lower time frame. Let's see more outlook in there. Let's go to the lower time frame. Okay, this is the daily time frame. And looking at the daily time frame, we do not have anything really pushing to the downside much from here, because this closed above a major zone for last week, last trading day of the week. It closed above a major zone. So looking at this perspective, therefore, the entire circle we're expecting to be completed has already been completed right here. Can you see the swing when it started to where it goes to? Then the market has actually bought that. And on Thursday, it tested the level. Friday, it broke above the level and is resting above the level currently. So basically, what would I be looking at? I will be expecting the market to do that in a bit of sell before we see more bullish momentum. So my anticipation remains the same on this. If we have the opening of the candlestick for for Monday at the opening of the market, it's going to determine what we're going to do with EURUSD for the week. So peradventure, if we have the candlestick for Monday of the next week, closing something like this, then it will be easier for us, because we can expect that there will be a bullish fair value gap below this price level right here. Then we can trade this upward. So this is what I'll be expecting in the market. I'll still be expecting a bit of that to happen right here. So we're expecting a bit of bearish momentum into this price level, because it will create a bullish momentum for me, or a bullish imbalance for me to see the market to take a buy at a lower price range. So currently, it's still better for me to see how markets move on Monday before I take action on EURUSD. So ideally, at the end of the day, I'll be expecting a bit of bearish momentum based on what I've seen on daily time frame, to do a bearish momentum right here, to do a bearish movement. Then after the pricing, then I can look for a buy from here. So this is the outlook on this. And let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Let's see if we have anything different. On 4-hour time frame, it's looking a little bit different right here. So I can take out all of these guys, because on 4-hour time frame, we have the market has chopped down a little, and for some times it created a bearish momentum after the liquidity has been grabbed here. It created bearish candles, ended with a bullish candle. We have a level here which the price has taken out completely, which was a bearish, it was a bullish fair value gap zone, which was here. The market traded into it and it pushed back and forth on that. So basically, where we have another one is here, and that looks a little bit far from where the market is. So until we see more bearish momentum in the market, we can't go or expect the market to come here on 4-hour time frame to fulfill this level. And when we begin to see more bearish momentum in the market after different series of events, then we can expect the market to do all of this. All right. But for now, it remains bullish to me, though I will be expecting a bearish momentum, little bearish retracement in the market before I see more longing in the market. All right, let's go to the other time frame. Let's go to the currency pair like GBPUSD and see what we have. All of this tapped into our level for the week, and we will make some pips from here last week. Okay, on the monthly time frame on GBPUSD, we can see that US dollar has actually been on a bullish ride for the past 3 months after liquidity was grabbed from this price level. On the monthly time frame, this remains bullish momentum. I will be expecting that to get alongside to this level, and this has been my major focus all along. Okay, so let's look, because one thing about the market is when everybody thinks the market has bought for a long time, it's time for the market to start selling. That's when you see the markets actually pushing more. All right, so let's go to the weekly time frame. This remain bullish on the monthly. On the weekly time frame, let's see what we have. For like 4 weeks thereabouts, the market actually was playing within this price zone, which was terrible. All right, and then look at this market right here. It created a bullish fair value gap zone for us here, and then just last week the market traded into it. The previous week market tapped into it, but last week market traded into it entirely, wiped through it completely. Then it ended above it. So which looks like the market is still having more bullish momentum based on what we see. We are not feeling anything right now based on what we see, what we're looking at. So on weekly, this remains a bullish momentum, looking at a buy momentum for swing traders going to be buying. On the daily time frame, therefore, all of this price range is actually a balanced price range. We barely have a fair value gap in between. We barely have an imbalance zone in between. But then what are we looking at exactly? This level looks completed, but then look at this. So this level, I'm expecting this level to be taken out in the market. A lot of traders will be selling this week, but before I'm going to sell, I will be looking at how the markets will price into this price range. So basically, this is what my outlook looks like on Great Britain pounds, US dollar. So I'm going to be expecting this to happen. And peradventure, when the market opens on Monday, it provides more insights for the roadmap for the week, because we had a lot of volatility last week. And of course, market needs a little bit of balancing, manipulation before we have clarity on what the market will do again. Otherwise, we will be liquidated. And nobody wants to get liquidated. I don't want to get liquidated in the market. So I want to see clearly how the market is going to move before I jump in. So basically, this is the information that is available to us on crypto pounds US dollar. I will also be waiting for more bullish momentum right here, because this entire zone right here, like I've drawn for you, is where I'm expecting the market to still fill. Then after filling this, we can talk. I can look for more bearish momentum. And of course, if the fundamental focuses on how this will go low or short, then I'm going to be looking for short on Britain pounds US dollar. This is about 129, 130 pips on average into this price range, which is very, very possible for the market to actually do before we see more momentum in the market. Okay, this is on Britain pounds US dollar 4-hour time frame. Look at this. So the previous high level we had, so the current market price, we give about how many pips in total? That's about 320 something pips. And when you look at this entire picture, you will see that we still have a little bit of movement right here, right here. Everything for me here, right here, right here. Just manipulation. So we can still expect the market to do more bullish momentum into this level, Then from here, we can talk about selling or buying further, because there's a lot going on right here. And then the markets will tell us what to do from there. So this will be my outlook on the crypto pounds US dollar. When the market opens, it provides more insight on what we should do exactly as what price. But this is the insight for the week. Okay, on USDJPY, or let me check. We have USD, AUDUSD. So let me just follow the sequence. And on the AUDUSD, we have the monthly time frame. And looking at the monthly time frame is very, very choppy. I don't want to spend more time there. It's been really, really choppy. There was a point in time I was expecting that this level of the fair value gap, which is the bearish fair value gap, is going to be filled. The markets will go short. Actually, it's went short, and ever since then, it's been ranging within that price zone. And this month alone, it's actually done a bit of sell momentum to clear the previous low level here, swipe through it, grab liquidity, close above. Currently, it's still a bullish momentum. So this is bullish momentum right here for now, but it's ranging. It's not where I'm going. On the weekly time frame, let's see what will happen. On the weekly time frame, we had last week did an extensive or explosive bullish movement, which was about 290 pips on average, and that is leaving us with bullish momentum for the week on weekly time frame for AUD US dollar, because this level now will be the next target. I'll be expecting the market to stem through. All right, this level is where I'm expecting the market to break through, and this is about 129 pips on average. So if that should be the case, I expect this level to be broken and the market to find its way above it, creating a high above it, and then next target should be here. So this will be the outlook on AUD US dollar weekly time frame for the swing traders. All right, so we have a roadmap for us to follow. The analysis here is based on what the market is creating or what the market is showing right now. All right, the fundamental that will come up next tomorrow, may actually impact the market in other dimension, but we are going to follow whatever direction the market is showing us. Okay, this is on the week daily time frame on AUD USD. And when you look at this carefully, you see that the last 3 days of last week created bullish candlestick momentum. And right here is still looking bullish. The Monday candle will open and we're going to see how that will react. If that reacts within this price range, if this leaves us with a bullish fair value gap at this price level right here, then we will be looking at the market from a sell to buy direction. What does that mean? Something like this, but this is not really too, is a low probability setup. It's a low probability setup. So it's better I'll wait for market to open on Monday, then I know exactly what to do. But basically, this remains bullish on AUD US dollar daily time frame. So let's go to the lower time frame. All of this, we've seen it already on the higher time frame. Okay, the extensive movement you saw here, market is pricing it back, and this level will be the next target on 4-hour time frame. Look at this, 4-hour time frame. This level will be the next target, which is the intermediate high, and of course, this level will be the major target right here on 4 hours, because this actually is a zone on the higher time frame as well, which is at what price level? 0.64138. Okay, so I'll be expecting more bullish momentum right here too on the 4 hour time frame. So looking at this, it's just quite what it is. It's simple. It's simple. All right. So everything we look at here, the market may just do a bit of this, a bit of that, and into this level. This is what I'll be expecting on AUD US dollar 4 hour time frame. Okay, let's go to USD CAD or USDJPY. I think USDJPY. That's USDJPY gave us some pips some times ago, about 500 pips some of the weeks ago, right? Looking at this level like this, where the market created this level for us, market tap into it, we make some money right here. All right. So let's take out all of this information. I'm not interested in them anymore. I'm not really interested in them anymore. Okay, starting from the monthly time frame, looking at the market from this perspective, we can see the market created a bearish momentum on the monthly time frame, right? Now, the good part of this is we could see that this is a strong bearish momentum on the monthly time frame. So if you're going long for a long time, then you should be focusing on selling. On the weekly time frame perspective, looking at the market created a bit of high or long upper wick on the candlestick on the weekly time frame for last week, and it ended as a bearish candle. Currently, this is not leaving me with any bullish bias, none at all, because right here is where I'm expecting the market to actually come and smash. This is the major target I'm looking at the market to come and smash. And from where the market is currently, with the current market price level, it's about 375 pips on average before the market gets there. So what will it be? Should I be expecting the market to create a little bit of bullish momentum until this level is not validated and do something like this before it come down? Well, that's very possible as well, because this structure right here, it tells us significantly that this is a bearish momentum, this is a bearish signal. So what are we expecting from here is to see more insight on a daily time frame. And on my daily time frame, therefore, what am I looking at? The last trading day for last week was bearish, and we already had a long bearish Thursday candle. And that level actually is a balanced price range. All of this right here is a balanced price range. So I'm not going to say I was expecting the market to do a bit of bullish momentum into any level above the price level right now, looking for a sell-off from a premium price range. No, nothing like that here. Nothing. So all I'll be waiting for is to see how the market will react with the previous day low right here on the daily time frame. So if I'm dealing with the daily time frame, this would be my outlook. This is what I'll be expecting instead. Waiting for the market, will it invalidate this zone or not? If it's not, then I'll be going short again till it gets to this level. This is my outlook on USDJPY daily time frame. So that being said, looking at the market from the 4 hour time frame perspective, let's see what we have on the 4 hour time frame. It's looking bearish on 4 hour time frame. It's looking bearish. So ideally, this looks good because it ended as a bearish candle. That's if the market is not opening up with a gap again. That's if the market is not really opening up again with a gap. So basically, this is what I'm looking at in the market after the retracement extensive sell, bits of retracements, which I'll be target does this level. Around this level of the higher time frame is okay for me. The market is doing a lot already, so I won't like to overcomplicate what I'm seeing in the market. So this still look very bearish to me on the 4 hour time frame, and this is the entire chart. This is how it looks like. It's good you have the bigger picture before you delve into the market. So this is the structure right here. You can see it. This is the structure right here. This is structural. This is where the market is right now. So I'm expecting that this intermediate low price level we're taking out right here. Okay, that'll be the first target. And after that, the market will go for the lower price level, which is the major one. So when the price take out this level, then I'll be expecting more significant buy on this if that aligns with what is going on the monthly time frame. Okay. The last guy, let's check out gold. It's good here. Okay, I have it. Gold has been a bullish guy since for a while now. It has been a very bullish momentum. And looking at it from this perspective, it's actually a bullish momentum for this month after it has swept through the previous low price level. And let's see those levels on the weekly time frame, because they are levels that we've analyzed before. If you check the channel, you check one of those videos we made in those weeks, like 3-4 weeks ago, we analyzed some of these zones. We expect a weekly level. Like this is a bullish imbalance zone on the weekly time frame on gold. and look at it. Last week, gold just traded into it, just half of it, and then gold pushed back. And it did this about over 2,900 pips. And it has actually created all-time high again. Basically, I'm still looking forward to see more bullish momentum on gold for this week. So this is the daily time frame for gold. And will you be expecting this fair value gap to be filled, this imbalance zone, this bullish momentum here? Will you be expecting gold to do a bit of this into this range and do that? For a long time, gold has not done something like this. Actually, it has not done something like this for some time, for a very long time. So what I'll be expecting instead is to see how gold will do a bit of retracement into this price level. So if this level is not invalidated, a fair value gap zone here, a little bit of gap here. If this is not invalidated on gold, then I'll be looking out for more bullish momentum on gold for this week. And however, the more the SY is dropping based on what's going on, as US index is not safe, investors are taking out their money, then I'll be expecting more bullish momentum on gold for this week. All right. I'll be going to lower time frame later on, and this is where I'll be stopping for today. Thank you for watching. Try to subscribe, invite others to see. As markets create other opportunities in the market, we'll be checking time to time, and I will be posting. Thank you, and God bless you. Have a wonderful week ahead of you.